Hello and welcome, or welcome back, my friends. Hambbage here. Thanks so much for joining me for another exclusive hardcore vanilla Minecraft episode. We're playing in Toehold on Eternity, and we're getting close to having an arena that's ready to go. Um, Little break since the last time I made a very important phone call. I called up the place that's you see all those mobs up in the loading chunks. Yeah, I made a call to the. Uh, Now I know this is kind of unnecessary. Oh, that's really unnecessary. Let's not waste these torches. But I'm gonna pull that one down just so we don't have any oopses. And we'll see. Oh no. I guess that wasn't too terrible, but. Now what do we do? And that was, well, I guess we did have the other side over there, but that was uncomfortably close to a full. Load. Now this. Shoot. Don't need those. Loop. Shoot. So we got two big constraints here. One is time and one is materials. I'm going to move as quickly as possible, in part because we got a limited amount of these obsidian blocks, and we may have to go get more. It seemed unnecessary. I don't know if that's. Oh, I was gonna say I don't know if that's driving other people crazy. It's a little tedious to me too, but it seems to be preventing the misplaced block if I do the 4 and then 1 until it doesn't, right? So yeah, I don't know if I finished saying it, but I made the call for the gumbo. Basically just confirmed with the guy. I was like, hey, it's going to be a hour and a half, something like that before I come in for a pickup, and I'm doing the, to go package. Do you guys need an advance heads up on that or anything? And he was kind of like, no, for that stuff, you're good. It's not like they're cooking it for you, right? And he did say that they, Um, they did make, fresh batches of it and everything. I didn't ask, I should have, about National Gumbo Day if they were doing anything. But I doubt that the special is for a to-go um, bulk as opposed to meals. As I said, they have quarts, gallons, half gallons, all that kind of stuff. So I went ahead and got a half gallon, and they say that's like 4 to 8, um, which is fine. I expect it's gumbo. It will hold for a couple days. We won't need to. I won't need to worry about it too much. Can eat on that a little bit. So this side, I'm not going to be too concerned about. I don't think I'll seal it up just yet. Um, but it's our other opposite edge that we care about in terms of getting in and out and want to maintain. Ooh, sloppy there. Uh, Maintain for our. Come on, what's going on over here? Um, we'll have to do some kind of a gate thing to keep our friends in check and in place, and allow us, if all goes really, really bad, to make a quick getaway. Hopefully that's not a thing. So again, maybe I'm just getting nervous here, but I'm not going to be as willy-nilly about throwing those blocks in. Over the lava, I guess just care a little bit more for if the wither starts blasting around and weakening these. That's the one spot I wouldn't really want things to end up. Worst case scenario, right? He gets out in that corner. We then finish him off, and the star falls in the lava. Awful. We don't want that. Thought I heard a slime. It just sounds left over from our base. Well, guys, I know it's been a lot of videos kicked up here today, but I want to thank everybody that's been hanging out for National Gumbo Day with me. You guys rock. I hope you found some gumbo in your life. And hey, if you missed this, if you're seeing this video late, why not make every day National Gumbo Day, right? And along with that, again, I kind of just discovered this today. Not that it's anything new, right? But since getting the videos out, like checking out the site where they keep track of all the various different dates, at least for this organization, it's a pretty good little batch. I'm down with some gumbo. I'm down with farmers doing their farmering thing, because, man, we don't get far without farmers, right? Like bees. Need them bad. Oh, look at this. Thanks, game. We were almost done. I'm afraid to look, though. See how little obsidian we have left. We knew it was going to be, what the full shulker box's worth was 27 stacks, and at least 20 to get this all covered. So there we go. I think it's going to be tough to spot him. Oh, that's good. That's the best sign we've seen all day. So I think maybe here we just drop a couple to kind of make that difficult for him to get out. And then I guess we're just gonna start at the very beginning. Right? That's a good place to start. At least that's what I learned. It was something else I learned from my special days calendar in the limited amount about Vermont. The fun facts I took away, and it's been a minute now, many episodes ago when I actually pulled up the pages and looked. But one that they were, it was kind of like historic people and all this. And the one that I just thought of was it said that the actual Von Trapp family from The Sound of Music, the start at the very beginning, it's a very good place to start song, made famous by the movie. But there was an actual Von Trapp family, and they apparently, as far as I know, I haven't gone back, but I did know they were historical people. They did at least escape from Nazi-occupied Austria, and I think we're a family of singers that, that was kind of, I don't know how close it's set to like Age of Vaudeville or anything, but that whole idea of like, your whole family became entertainers and worked together. All right. We already erased torches along here, so let's get a few more up. And let's get these out of the way and some more obsidian down. And so as you can see, there's not going to be much contrast here when we have our fight. And maybe we go for like shroom lights or something up off the ceiling. Kind of be out of the way, but keep everything nice and bright. The torches too, we'll leave those. But I don't want to make it any tougher to see him or her. I don't mean to gender cast on the wither. It is what it is. Whether it's an it or not, it will wreak some havoc, but the better we can see it against this dark background, because it's a fairly dark mob anyway, I think the better off we'll be. For that reason, the obsidian is not ideal, but the trade-off is the durability is huge, because otherwise we'll just be fighting in the midst of massive holes. And this will get torn up a little bit too, but probably not quite to the same degree. Oh, such a waste. He'd been doing well too. Alright, let's go get you. And remember, for commenters or anybody trying to be helpful that knows, I get it, right? Obsidian is not impervious to wither fireballs or the explosion damage or anything else. I know that these will break. We're not making this insulated against the wither. All we're trying to do is minimize the damage it will do inevitably, so that we don't find ourselves trapped in a massive crater or anything like that. And he doesn't go deciding on a whim to take off across the world and go fight something that's not us, and then we're stuck trying to go find a wither that's wreaking havoc around the world. Not my idea of good. I think we're a little close here for extra torches. I don't know that it needs to be completely bright. As long as we can we're not getting hordes of mobs like the zombies that just popped up that one time. We'll be all right. Especially because, Creeper wants to pop here. All right, have at it. What are you gonna do? Break the obsidian? I don't think so. You don't have the chops for that. And as all you math savvy folks can tell, this is gonna get us a good chunk, but it's not gonna finish. So we will have a little bit more end work to do. And I know I said I'm not going back to the end today. We're done. We'll see how far we get in this this effort, right? If we still have half an episode, I don't know how much time has passed or how much we're gonna have left. But dependent on that, we very well may run back out. So we'll do more torches here, I think. Oh, this is. Well, I guess it was just the dirt. I thought maybe there was some like deep slate goodness. All right, what do we got? Boom. Those were too close anyway. Wow, I'm doing great at lining these up. All right. Well, they don't have to be perfect. They're going to get blown up anyway. So I do think either we replace with shroom lights or leave these blocks for the upper light. Again, knowing that they're going to get pretty effectively ravaged in the course of our fight anyway. Shroom lights are easy to come by. We're perfectly adept at going out into the Crimson or Warped Forest and getting a bunch of them to replace. So they're cheap and easily replaceable. We could use magma up above. It's not going to burn us and would light up. I don't know how much light it projects, but we have loads of it, so that could be an option. So the question is going to be, we have basically we have 5 rows for every 4 stacks, I think, is safe. So we'll have to count up the rows and do a bit of calculations to, like that's an important word. To decide just how many stacks we're going to need to finish out this floor. That dirt every time. All I want is copper in the deep slate. Oh. Let's see, that's where that's where it gets a little tough. They kind of go invisible. we'll have obviously the 2 more rows, and then I think we have a partial, hopefully enough in there. I think there was 20 some, so hopefully that'll be enough to make 1 more full pass. Couple torches on this one we're going to lose. Maybe we'll lay another stretch of those. But at least on the pace we're going, I think, while we may not be completely done at the end of this episode, we may be done gathering the obsidian that we need. And that would be pretty cool in my book. I didn't bother to check. I really hope we have enough to finish out this row. Oh, actually, I think we have a little secret supply left, don't we? Hey, that should be enough right there. I think we should have a couple left over. Oh. Well, there's our extra. Looks cool with all those little blocks floating around. Alright. Let's, first things first. Let's get rid of that. Let's go try to lay out another row here. Then I think we had a stacking a bit. Oh, that was, darn it. We don't touch that block. It's this one, right? Oh, look at all this good obsidian. You totally lose all your perspective. 1, 2, 3, 4, and oh yeah, we're not quite. So we'll maybe get about halfway when all is said and done. Oh, I didn't check it how our inventory is either. This could throw us off with the diamond. Let's go ahead and grab those. I mean, I'm willing to go over quite a bit of stuff, but let's not be crazy. So we'll get another couple rows. Oh, I knew it was going to happen too. I was like, should I fill that in? Nah, I won't hit it. If the game has a chance to stick you somewhere, it will. We're getting there, though. Getting there. And now anybody that's thinking like, oh man, this has been so excessive, I was seriously considering doing double thick obsidian on the floor. Until I did the ceiling, I was like, oh, that takes a lot. Never mind. But definitely crossed my mind. I was to, again, minimize, because once he breaks these, then big holes can open up underneath, and that could really get dangerous. You know, we fall in, we're stuck down there. Ooh, something sounds exciting. Hand truck of some kind? Or not. Maybe somebody needed a hand truck out there. I don't think we're going to have quite quite enough for this last. 37 is not 47. So here we go. We've got nothing more in there, nothing more in there. Let's stash those. Where do we put our new boxes here? I won't be sad to be done with those spiders. I'll tell you that. All right, we go. So now we need to do our quick calculations. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So that's 4 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 12 stacks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 stacks, and a bonus 1. Plus we got a little bit there. So 17, 18 stacks of obsidian left to go. And that, seems like a lot. It is, but we should be able to get it. We'll want, I think 18 is probably good because we will want some to do the entryway and kind of make, any, I don't know if we'll want a few, like barriers and things that we can kind of, think of the old game, Space Invaders, right? You get the little like blast shield things to duck behind as you're strafing back and forth. If we want to do anything like that, just have a moment of cover. Might give you the chance to snag an apple or something like that in the chaos. We'll see. All right, let's jump again. So pretty good. Based on what I thought we would come out of those walls with left over, we did a lot better than I really thought. But of course, still a bunch left to harvest, but we don't have to make multiple trips, and that's pretty good. All this should be pretty safe, but never a bad idea to have a sword ready, especially Enderman hanging out there or something. Alright, so there's our target. Just weave our way through here without offending anybody. Also, our last pick held up pretty well, so that's a good thing. We don't have to do a repair in the middle of this. 4 partial stacks here will give us a little start, and then we'll have to relocate to a new tower. Alright, just gotta do this 4 times without falling. Well, more than that. But these 4 will at least give us a stack. When we finish this tower, we'll do our time check, see where we're sitting currently in terms of this episode. I think we're ballpark halfway. We shall see. It's a very different pace after having broken all that other stuff, isn't it? I'm going to try not to just start telling you guys all about my imminent gumbo pickup. It had stopped raining, and I don't think it ever rained very hard, but it was definitely pitter pattering and kind of wet out in that previous break. That had dried up. It was still damp, the ground and everything was still a little wet, but didn't seem to be actively doing too much. So over half a stack out of that. Not bad. We got the edge, so we didn't have to precariously balance as we dropped onto the block below. All good. I don't like knowing in advance how much I need. Really slows down this whole deal when you're watching the pieces gather out there, and it's like, all right, this is almost 1/18th. That's brutal. Um, but until we can fill up these little slots, it's kind of our fate. But the change of tower will be nice. We'll get a new venue. We'll get to collect up our scaffolding, redeploy it. That'll be fun, right? All things we can look forward to. And just remember these times when we do have our fancy beacon, and all of this is dramatically faster. Because that, it's part of it. Appreciation, being grateful for what you got. We'll be extra grateful for our beacon once we've got it. Having done this, if you just rush the beacon, have an iron farm and all that, and go trap a wither and not have to do anything, you're like, oh, that's just how the game goes. You don't go. You guys seeing? I never noticed that before. If you're not already, watch the pick. You see how it's like progressing through the netherite each rotation there? It goes like diamondy and then switches out to the netherite and then goes back. What's that all about? I mean, we've spent like 4 hours here in the last 2 RL days gathering obsidian. First time I've ever really looked at it. Does that happen to everybody? That's something that's just going on. Angle, is it a visual deal or is that showing where or something? If you know, drop me a comment. Love to get an answer on that one. All right, the final scaffold crawl on this one. Now we just have to carefully look at our feet so as not to aggro anything else around us. And smash our scaffolding and redeploy. And that's when we'll check our time. I think we started ballpark of quarter after, and it's now I'm currently looking at 52, so about that far over halfway in the episode. Which at current pace, kind of guessing that won't have us done gathering quite at the end of this episode. Um, but it should be pretty well along. And once we get to that point, we can, or once we get to the end of the episode, we'll kind of know, like, all right, we got 3 more stacks, or 4, or 8, or 2. Maybe somehow we're done. I don't know. But when all is said and done, get them all. Need to do that. Get everything up high. Get everything down low. Should be a uh-oh. Somebody's missing. Okay. I think this was our next tallest, but it's also one we've set up as a base in the past. Let's just go ahead and do it. All right, we're actually going to probably, yeah, everything is level here. So if we can manage it, I want to be, let's go here. Dump the whole stack. So we can stop one above the torch, maybe. We'll go out to this edge. We'll try to watch for that torch. Okay, so onto the way down. That torch should pop into view when we get close. And we'll just stop one above it. If we go one too early, we can trim it. Hang on. Whew! There's that sneeze. How many episodes ago was it? I was like, oh yeah, allergies have changed. Now it's a little bit cough, congestion, but no more sneezing. Now there's the sneeze. Probably doesn't help that I opened everything up a little bit ago. I closed most of it back down again in the last break. It's a little cool, but I'm sure with the damp and everything, stirred up something. Cleared away probably a lot of other stuff that was just junk in the air, but into every life a little sneezing must fall. Okay, now don't see it yet. I just want to cheat out a little bit. All it'll take is one Enderman to go decide he wants to hang out right there, and we're done for. Okay, there's looks like at least 2. I think we got 1 more to go. There it is. All right. So now that we've got our range set, we did not fill the partial stack on that last one, but again, this is a little shorter, and that other tower was what, around I don't even know what it was. It wasn't full stacks though. Oh, I forgot to look at the time, didn't I? Let's do that right now. So we are at 40 minutes exactly. So not quite 20 minutes of exciting obsidian breaking here to go. The race is on, right? Can we do a row in a minute and change on each of these? I don't think quite so. That short tower that we did first was around 2 minutes each column that we took. So I'm guessing we'll be a little bit longer than that. But again, we should be pretty darn close to where when we do come back, probably tomorrow, to finish up, we'll do the floor, lay these in. We'll want to figure out lighting and set that up however we want to do it. Any defense measures and mechanisms and all that kind of stuff. And then we'll have to get our friends ready, too. Got a lot of work to do in that regard. That'll take... If we gather all this and come back, if I don't forget, that's how you'll see if I've had coffee before we begin recording tomorrow. We'll do friends. We'll go down, finish the floor, go back, do friends again, gather whatever we want to do for lighting, and start again, right? Oh, wait, start again. Really, dudes? Glad you want to hang out and all, but do not push me off. They do push. You guys have seen it. It almost makes me want to grab some pearls, just in case. Well, I gotta say, the Endermen have been considerably well behaved for most of this, so good on them. So we were talking a little bit at one point about upcoming projects, things we're looking at doing, and I think, having the beacon, obviously it's nice to have out here. You can clear things down, and we'll want to at some point do more ghast hunting to get tiers, and that could fit in pretty well, because I think using a beacon to facilitate some of that kind of stuff would be helpful, but we shall see. Oh, there we go. Are we going to get enough to finish this one out? Alright, guys. You're wasting my time. This is going to be like part of a minute to get... Come on! Run fast. Get over here and grab, but... in the event we get pushed from the top, I want to be able to soft landing it. Bucket of water would work too, but we got the pearls right here, so we'll just make use of them. Yeah. Likely, I've never really had too much of an issue with it, but You guys have seen the times when they decide they want to be on the block you're standing on, and just like we can bump a pigment off of a block or something like that, they can do the exact same thing to me. And I can try to counter it and maneuver around a little bit, but you first drop down and then they push right behind you, you're going over the edge. So just having pearls. Um, Odds are I don't even spin the mouse wheel and catch that in time to mitigate. And I don't think it would be fatal. At least we have a totem in case we need it, but certainly would prefer to throw a pearl at my feet and soften that blow. Oh, I forgot. This is there we go. Dangerous. I don't want to aggro, but look at him coming over. Now, are we even there? We have one more. One more. Excuse me. Up we go. Trying really hard not to look at the inventory because it'll just feel so much slower to count the stacks. This one should at least touch the other one diagonally, so we should have a better view of our height when we get down to the bottom. Not that we have to worry about that for a while. Now we can see our edge at least. I think that's even, right? Up we go. We aren't too terrible. We're in that two-ish or a hair under per. Oh, now a minute just switched over. But we're zipping right along here, taking down towers. Ooh, that's not bad. Never forget, chat. Chat, audience, never forget. It's kind of weird how tall those little stub bases look when you see. We kind of kept it level with the flat on one side, but really dug down. Go down at your peril. I know when we had our perilous start here, you can kind of see the towers extending down below, but I don't know how universally they do. They'll kind of pop below the actual end blocks, but they don't go on forever. And you definitely want to do the mine between a couple blocks so you can see what's below your feet as you're going. And I would imagine it's pretty easy to grow inattentive if you're just mining down below the level of the end stone. And again, I don't know how much obsidian you need in your world, but take them down to ground level and then respawn them. Right? You don't need endless. Um, well, you have endless obsidian, so you don't need to push your luck trying to grab more. Just take what's there. If you need lots and lots for a big project, take what's there and then respawn the dragon. Kill it again. You'll get fresh new towers and can do it all over. Of course, don't do that until you got a beacon. Right? This is a bit silly. Don't unless you're down for the grind. Don't feel like taking obsidian without a beacon is really necessity. But I think that room's going to look cool. I think we'll get some lighting up. A lot of it'll get knocked out. But what is there should make for a fun fight. Get down here, we'll do a time check. I'm just crossing into the 10th minute. All I know is it was sometime around a quarter after when I started this thing. So getting close. We'll see where everything's at. If we have time to do a couple more, one more, or if it's just time to wrap up. Again, as said, we've done okay. We certainly saved us from having to do a full episode out here in the next one. So what we got? Four columns, and they were shorter ones, but four in the last, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 here. And we are at 53 minutes, so I think we can certainly do a couple more. Let's check the inventory. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and a half. So a dozen more. Take that down to at least 11. If not closer to 10. By the time we get through all these, I think we've got two. Two's about it. Probably I don't really want to go long just for obsidian here, but it is what it is. And thanks to the power of gumbo and lots of episodes, I'm hoping a lot of you guys never even catch that there's a whole episode out there with the thank you screen up. What's a goof? Man, that feels like a long time ago. I practically forgot about it, but it was in this session of episodes, and glad to have it behind us. If that's a sacrifice we have to make for a good wither fight, hey, we'll take it. Yeah, it feels like I've got closed blinds and everything, but just from the light around, it feels like maybe the clouds are breaking up. And they'd said again that we kind of had off and on rain shower chances through the afternoon, but not overnight. So I wonder if that's moved on. That was what it turned into. It was just a couple hours of cloudy, damp afternoon. do this one quick with no wasting time, not even time to check. Then we'll check our time, see where we ended up at. I'd probably wrap it up there if we're anywhere significantly past 55. We won't push it because we're gonna have to start the next episode here anyway. So no need to go long. And that'll be, as I showed, even though it wasn't the first episode, sometimes you need a little wake up stream, especially when you start early in the morning. And I hadn't been for a long time, but I kicked things off early today, knowing I wanted to push hard on this project. So we'll hopefully, I think I will. We'll start the coffee and everything tomorrow before anything goes. We'll see what time we kick things off. But, yeah. And maybe an episode and a half. I guess that'll determine where in the episode it falls. One more to finish prep of the structure, and maybe some more for the lighting and all that. It depends how long it takes us to finish this gathering. And then the last little bit of wrap-up stuff, right? We were there for like 10 minutes to do roughly half of the floor. So that piece won't take us too terribly long. We got to figure out the lights, and each of those back and forths takes a couple minutes. So it could slip from us, at which point we'll have to regroup. But all right, this is their check. 57. All right, yeah, I'm not going to push it. I don't want it to go long. Let's just save it right here. But before we do, let's check and see how we've ended up. So we got a full 7 3/4. Not too bad. We need 18, so 10 and 1/4 left. That's a good amount considering we filled inventories, which is 27. So we'll just grind that out to start things off. But you guys know what I got in my future. Got your nose. I got my gumbo though, or at least I will soon. There's been a whole flood of episodes here today. Thank you guys all so much for the support and watching. If you jumped in the middle or watching this weeks, months, years down the road, hey, thanks for swinging by. Don't be afraid to comment, even if it's after the fact, and say hi. I always appreciate the feedback. No, probably, some of your grandmas were like, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything at all. And you're like, he doesn't have a beacon, and he's harvesting obsidian to make a room to fight a wither. You're crazy. But hey, crazy can be fun sometimes. And again, it's everybody traps a wither and just does it quick and efficient. Sometimes it's fun to do things a little different than that. So hope you're enjoying. If it hits you up, great. If you're watching this, go get some gumbo. It's awesome food. It always tastes great. And we will see you back here for the next episode whenever I get it up. Take care. Take care of one another. And as I do see full-on sun poking through around my blinds now, get outside. Enjoy a little, hopefully, wonderful autumn weather. And we'll see you back here now. Bye, guys.